Hey guys, so watch this video for Monday, December 21st, starting off with the SPY daily chart as I always do. Small gap down, kind of a better range on Friday, but kind of a weak day. But, I think it was like a rebalancing of the S&P 500. So there was a lot of crazy volume in the last 15 minutes. We told people that would probably happen. I didn't place any trades based off of it, but you can see what happened. SPY bled lower, and then the last 15 minutes went berserk, and then it was weird, right? Another nice green week in the books. Great teamwork in the chat room. I will say this. I actually am asking people to reply to this, to the tweet. I'm going to tweet out the link to the video that you're watching. So, and let me know, because I'm honestly not sure. I think I saw where Trump made Christmas Eve a national holiday. So I don't know if it's a bank holiday, but Christmas Eve falls on Thursday. I know the market's closed on Friday. So I don't know if it's closed all day on Thursday also, or if it's a 1 o'clock close. So please maybe reply to the tweet and let me know. My guess is 1 o'clock close, probably not very much volume on Thursday, and obviously the market be closed on Friday. So it's a short week. Don't bet the farm on anything this week, and trade smart. What are we watching for possible day trades on Monday? MREO, big volume. I actually called this in chat. I can't even want to say I called it, right? It was on the morning gap playlist, and as it started to curl up, probably look like this, I just said, hey, MREO is curling up. I don't even think I called it. Now, in hindsight, I don't know why I didn't call it. Right at the red to green was through the whole number 3 with the high of day just above. It's a clean setup, and really it only run, I don't know, your worst case stop would have been 20 cents. Having said that, I didn't make an official call, and I did not trade this one, but look what it did. I mean, honestly, I looked at the daily range on this thing, go back to the daily chart. It almost never moves that big. So I dismissed it, didn't take the trade, and ended up absolutely ripping. Anyway, back to the story. I think it's worth watching on Monday because big volume and, closing in about in the middle of its range. But it certainly surprised me with that move on Friday. CURO also gapped up and had a big rip before closing way off its highs. But we're day traders, so we're going to watch that one. XCUR, big volume, closing right at that whole number 2. Another one where the daily range on this thing isn't very good, but might catch some attention going into Monday. THCB is a little bit obscure, but this one tends to run with that RMG, which I don't have that on the list. So I'll show you RMG real quick. So RMG had the big move, the 3 or 4 day pullback, and starting to rip back higher. And THCB, kind of a similar chart, but didn't quite get the rip. Although when you look at it on intraday, it did have a big intraday rip from like 1340 to almost $1 rip there in about a half hour. And if it is the same space as RMG, which I think it is, and RMG gets going again, I definitely think this is one to watch. Solo, you got a 2-day high going on here. Thursday, 752, Friday, 752. So certainly interesting if it breaks above that 752 area on Monday. CYRN. Near the end of the day, look at the 5-minute candle here. This all got discovered near the end of the day when all of these cybersecurity plays had been running all day. Just insane. I guess somebody finally linked CYRN to that group, and it got a big volume push, closing well off its highs. But if that whole space gets another move, this is one to watch. Got a smaller float. I believe this McAfee is in that same space. Big volume, and still closing well off of its recent highs, which is a little different than some of the others. Like I think FireEye had a big rip. There it is. CYBR. So anyway, I've chosen to have a couple of these in that space on watch, and I've chosen to get CYRN and MCFE if they get a follow through day. Bitcoin, last I checked, was pretty darn strong again this weekend, and so CAN is an interesting play. Had kind of an attempted pop on Thursday and an inside day on Friday. So I'm going to keep my eyes on that one. You can watch any Bitcoin play, Riot, Mara, BTBT, and I'm sure there's several others. YGMZ had this crazy rip from like 4 to 19, and then a red day on Friday, but much lower volume, and just maybe a partial, maybe a 50% retracement. So sometimes you get a 3rd day play on something like that. NPA, a couple red days on declining volume after the big rip, so we're watching that one to turn back up. RVP is the syringe play, related to vaccinations, right? However many billions of vaccinations there's going to be. So you have now a 3-day pullback into the 20-day. Pretty good setup there. A couple more SWI, just a potential bounce play. just really beaten senseless here, and a big down day on Friday. So pretty good setup for a snapback bounce possibly on Monday, only with a proper A+ intraday setup, right? And then RAD had the gap up on earnings on Thursday, had kind of a wide range but closed below its open, and then another red day on Friday. So we'll look for that one to maybe turn back up. And that's it. We'll add gappers to this list in the pre-market, and I'll see everybody in the chat room in the morning.